Welcome to Agora by Give Something Back to Berlin. In this podcast series, we'll be finding out how migration has changed our urban landscape and exchange ideas with those who are making a difference. Join us while we tackle issues ranging from human rights and diversity to migrant identity and belonging. Hello and welcome to Agora. I'm Gaby and today I'm joined by Viktoriia, who's recently joined the Give Something Back to Berlin community and started volunteering. So Viktoriia, thank you for being here today. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, and what you were doing back home.
Hi, I came here from Ukraine not so long time ago. In Ukraine, in Ragıp, I was an event manager. We make parties, like different events, festivals, and some funny stuff for people, which of course not so necessary now.
And are you looking to do similar stuff here in Berlin?
I don't know. From the point when I leave Ragıp, I decided to not make plans about all my life, because all my plans for all my life is like disappear in 1 second. And for now, just it will be good somehow, but nobody knows how.
And I guess that sort of led you to find Give Something Back to Berlin, right? How did you find Give Something Back to Berlin? Was it the event side of it that interested you?
It's funny because I know about every information everywhere. Just I know the people, which know the people, which know the people, which heard that somebody makes some nice events, like something like this. And now I know the people who know somebody who live in Refugio, who know somebody who makes an event, and we should come there because it's something about Ukraine. And I came to this welcome event for Ukrainians, and it was a presentation of your organization about every stuff, about music school, about everything interesting, and I think that it's really interesting. It's a really interesting people, and they do a great job. And then I understand that I can help them with. At first, it was a translation because so many people from Ukraine can't speak English, and I somehow can do it. And of course, I know Ukrainian and Russian language, and I really can help them. And now I'm here.
So you started volunteering for Give Something Back to Berlin for the Sprechstunde, which means consulting hours in German. How's that going?
It's interesting. I volunteer with the Sprechstunde. It's important. I think it's super important for Ukrainian, for every newcomers in Berlin, because when you come alone, but even not alone, in a different country, in a different city, with different language, it's super hard to find any information here. Bureaucracy. And of course, many people from Ukraine can speak English and Deutsch, of course, and they are lost, and they need to somebody tell them what they have to do, what they can do without registration, with some social help. It's a main question, I think, they ask us.
Okay, so you're there welcoming people and giving them information to help them feel more settled. Also, I guess there's an element of making those connections and connecting them to other people, other organizations. And do you find that there are specific problems that come up again and again?
The most often question, maybe it's about social help, because I know that German government tries to make it easier, but they change the rules like once 2 weeks or something, and it's really hard to understand what information is correct now. And many people, especially like old generation, it's they're really lost in it, and they don't know how to find the information, what information, where they can find any documents, because everything in German and Google Translate, it's not so easy for everyone. And we try to help them with this. And the social stuff, I think it's the most difficult for them. It's important, of course.
In what sense social? So you're saying like meeting other people or getting social support in some way, like counseling and therapy?
I think all of this, but they often ask about work with the social amt, with some government stuff, because it's really hard to understand how it works. In Sprechstunde they come for this information mostly, but in other events I met the people who just come for communication, for be a part of some society, something like this. But the Sprechstunde, no, they always they ask some question about some documents, and they started to speak about their life, and they start to share their trouble, and it's important to listen to them, because it's really, for them it's important to speak about this.
Absolutely, and it's a moment where they can share their experience and you can connect and help each other in that sense, you know. You have that bond of like going through something that you've both experienced, and that in itself offers support. And you mentioned before when we were talking that community is really important to you. What did you mean by that? Can you expand a little bit on that?
For me, community is important, like always. I always need to be a part of some community, and when I came to Berlin, I start from the first day to make my community from people which I met now, and of course it's different people, it's super interesting people here. It's in Berlin is magic people here, nice, but it's not so easy for many people from Ukraine, especially if they can not speak English or German. And I think it's super important for them to find some community, because they escape from war now, and if they will close in this small world with a reading of bad news, like scroll and scroll and scroll, and I did this. From a whole day you read the bad news, and you speak only with your family, with your or with nobody. It can make you crazy, and it's super important super quickly start to be part of the new peaceful society, especially when you are alone in new country, in new city. You are super lost, and it's really organization like Live Luxembourg or any another society here. It's really important. Because many people really need just speak about everything, not about the war, about just peaceful living, to understand that life is okay, life is connected, okay, nice.
But life is still going.
Yes, to understand that life is still going, and to understand that it can be normal life, and you can feel alive again.
And I guess I've actually bumped into you recently at the Open Kitchen, and you were part of this pasta making workshop, which is just one of the activities that Give Something Back to Berlin has on offer. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you were doing there and what other activities you've joined at Give Something Back to Berlin?
Yeah, I joined to music school.
Cool, nice.
I tried to play piano. I played it so long time ago, and now it's super easy and super bad playing. But it's music. It's also something about a peaceful and normal life, and the open kitchen is perfect for communication, for speaking, for make a mess with pasta.
Lots of mess. There was mess everywhere.
And these events, they really help to feel like a part of some family community. For me, it's important. I came here alone with my cat, and this situation make me feel better.
Yeah, and helps people feel connected. Like it was such a warm, lovely atmosphere.
Yes.
Like, you know, I was actually just passing through, but I ended up staying much later because it was so lovely, you know, and everyone was talking and hugging, and yeah, it was just really lovely to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's really good event for people. It's not about kitchen, it's not about pasta. Nobody cares about the pasta. Don't tell it's nice guy who made this workshop.
Yeah.
He's incredible, but nobody really cares about pasta. If we will do the pasta from shop, it will be the same atmosphere. Maybe. No.
Yeah.
No. It was a perfect workshop.
Yeah, great. And we actually have a question that we ask all our guests, and it's related to give something back to Berlin. And we just want to know, what does giving back mean to you?
Give something back to Berlin. It's I think it's a perfect name because it's the answer for when you feel so much help, kind from different people to you. You really want to share this to another people, and you really want to give something back. It's really this name. When I don't really know about give something back. What is it? When I came for this Refugio event, but when I read it somewhere, it was okay, nice. They know about what they do these events, about what they speak with these people, and I think it's really important that people which have this help can share it for someone else.
Amazing, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed chatting to you and hearing about, you know, how you've been involved with Give Something Back to Berlin. Thank you so much for joining us today, and if you want to find out more about the Sprechstunde, there'll be links and information under this episode's description. Thank you.